Hello everyone, welcome you all to Navodaya IAS. So today, as a part of our Navodaya mains program of 2026, so every Sunday we are writing a essay, and today the Sunday also we have the essay topic. So before that, I want you guys to learn the essay approach for the UPSC Civil Services exam. So essay is nothing but you're going to talk or you're going to explain and you're going to express your thoughts on a given topic. So when you express or explain your thoughts, these thoughts should be very comprehensive, and your thoughts should be very much addressing the topic. That is, you should always be with the topic, should not deviate. Okay, the entire essay you should be in line with the topic, and you should analyze. You can analyze it using the various perspectives, dimensions, such as the arguments, and you can say the counter arguments. Okay, such analysis is necessary, but you should not deviate from the topic. And apart from this, the essay should be coherent. That is, the one argument to the next argument should have the relation. Okay, and you should have a good flow of the essay. That is, the reader should not feel that you have jumped from one idea to another idea. This should not happen. And also you have to be very expressive. Okay, you have to clearly express the thoughts. Okay, so the more score will be given for the exact expressions. Okay, whatever you write should not be just a statement, rather should be expressive. That is, through in the form of a story. Okay, you should build the narration in the form of the story. This is how you're going to write the essay. So now let's discuss with an example. All that we are is the result of what we have thought. So the meaning is simple. That is, the thoughts in our mind will shape the action, and this action will finally give us the result. And this is how we are actually made. So this is the meaning of the given topic. That is, all that we are is the result of what we have thought. So now let's break down the words. That is, all that we are is result of what we have thought. So now let's interpret the word all that we are. So this can be interpreted into, all that we are can be the personality of an individual, or you can say the personality of a group, or the success which is achieved, or sometimes the failure that we have gone through, or you can say you can also link it to the mindset of unethicality. Okay, or also you can link it to the orthodoxy, and also we can talk about the societal peace. Okay, or you can say cohesion, or you can also talk about the good governance and country's progress. Okay, progress, and also some of the countries that have actually destroyed themselves. So for all these, what is the base is the thought. So now let's look at the next aspect, that is the result of what we have thought. So here you can talk about the thought, that is one's mindset, what one actually seeds in mind. Okay, and what one perceives of others, or you can say the object, and also you can link it to the perception. So like this, you should break down the words and try to interpret them, so that you can generate as many dimensions of arguments as possible. So in the introduction, try to bring any of the anecdote or any of the impactful story. Okay, or if you have the habit of reading books, you can bring some of the stories from the books that you have read. And when you write the introduction, any of the story, or you can say any of the anecdote, should be very comprehensive. It should be very comprehensive. And the story should actually be very much conveying and should justify the given topic. Okay, so this is how you'll have to address the introduction. The introduction should be very comprehensive, that is, it should address this entire topic. That is, all that we are is result of what we have thought. Okay, and it should be conveying and should justify the given topic. So when the examiner reads your essay, that is introduction, the examiner should get a hint that the person has completely understood the given topic. Okay, so this is how you will write a good introduction. And then after the introduction, so you're going to start with the thesis. Okay, you're going to start with the thesis of the given essay. So in the thesis, you're going to write whatever you are going to analyze next in your essay. That is, you are going to talk about how the thoughts will give the results, and how these thoughts will build what we are now. Okay, so and apart from that, the thought itself is not enough, or rather action can bring us the outcome, and more on. So like that, you can write a simple thesis statement in just 4 to 5 lines. You need not go on too lengthy to just go on to explain whatever you are going to write. Just give a gist of what you are going to say in the essay in the coming pages. Okay, so this is how you will bring the thesis statement. So now in the body part of the essay, so here what you must do is, the very first aspect is you have to start addressing the core topic. Start addressing the core topic. So what is the core topic? The core topic is all that we are is the result of our thoughts. Okay, so this is the main topic. This is the core topic which you have to address. Okay, so firstly you're going to address this aspect, that is what we are is a result of our thought. So to address this or to justify this aspect, you're going to bring arguments. So that is the arguments which are supporting the given topic. That is what we are result is a result of our thought. That is what we seed in mind. What we seed in mind will later become the action, and thereby the outcome. So whatever we are now, okay, whatever we are means either you could be a healthy person, or you could be a wealthy person, or you could be a trusted person. For anything, your thought is the main seed. Okay, so this you are going to analyze in detail using various arguments. Okay, so here you can use the beautiful arguments, that is how actually the thought will build a personality. The thoughts can build the personality. That is, positive thoughts can enhance the empathy, and the empathetic person who will serve, or who will give the service to the people, who can be a selfless person. Okay, this dimension you can explain, and whenever you bring a dimension, try to provide the examples also. Okay, and in the examples, try to avoid very common examples such as Mahatma Gandhi ji or the APJ Abdul Kalam. These are very, very common examples which everybody will write. Okay, try to avoid such common examples, and to bring the unique examples. So my idea is, try to relate the arguments to your own life. Okay, try to bring your personal life examples. Okay, and apart from that, try to link them to the social realities that you observe in your life. Okay, so all of these can bring a unique examples in your essay. And apart from this, the arguments that you can use is, that is what we are is a result. That is, here you can build success. If you achieved a success, okay, how your thought is the result for that. Okay, for the success, how you are thought, how you are thinking is a result. Because someone might think that for success the hard work is necessary. Okay, and apart from that, building the attitude or conditioning the attitude which is positive. So even in such case also, even such thoughts will also will make a person, will bring the success. Okay, this is how you are going to explain the other dimensions, and whenever you bring the dimension, provide an example how one's thoughts has led to the success. You have so many examples such as Elon Musk, okay, or any of the famous business personalities, or you can also bring the scientists who have done wonderful work, and their thoughts, their thinking is the result that has led to the success. Okay, so this is how you're going to analyze. And so like this, you should bring nearly 4 to 5 arguments. Maybe you can also link failure. Okay, see here, what we are is a result. Okay, they are not saying only success. Okay, they are not saying only the positive aspect. You can also bring for the failure how our thoughts is the seed. Okay, so you can use various dimensions here, that is unethicality, orthodoxy, or any like good governance also, or bad governance, how the thoughts are the results. So this is how you are going to explain the first part of the body, that is you are bringing the arguments in support of the given topic. Okay, this is how you are going to firstly do, that is arguments to support the given topic. Okay, so this is how you're going to do. And next, in the next part, what you're going to do, you're going to bring some of the counter arguments also. Okay, so what kind of counter arguments that you can bring for the given topic, that is all that we are is a result of what we have thought. Okay, they are telling that whatever we have achieved, whatever we are now as a person, it is a result of our own thoughts. Okay, so now what we can bring the counter arguments is, firstly you can tell that it is not only the thoughts. Okay, not only the thoughts, rather thoughts are the beginning. Okay, what actually brings the result is our actions, right? See, for example, take someone might think that might think that helping others, I can say empathetic, being empathetic person is good, and is, it will actually helps for one's own development, that's one's own personality development or a clear conscience. But say if a person is not acting only, okay, that is how the action is also essential for the results. Okay, so this is a counter argument you can bring. And the another counter argument that you can bring is the thought. Okay, the thought has to be repetitive. Okay, it is not that the thought comes, okay, and goes. It is not like that. This thought has to be repetitive so that it can build a habit. Okay, it can build a habit in yourselves. So this also you can bring it as a counter argument. And also you can talk that, of course, in this thought also you can differentiate, right? One is the positive thought, and the another can be the negative thought. So here you can analyze, yes, positive thoughts, these are essential for a good outcome, whereas negativity will lead to the self-destruction. Okay, so this is how you're going to bring the counter arguments. And also you can tell that even overthinking will also lead to the destruction. Okay, so that is how you are showing it is not just the thought which is essential, but actions are also essential, and this thought should be repetitive, that builds the habit, and the thought should be positive and not the negative, and we have to avoid overthinking. So this is how you're going to bring the counter arguments also. And apart from this, not just the thought, rather our materialistic, okay, other than that, the materialistic means that we have will also decide one's own progress. If someone is from a rich background, can easily achieve the success, can easily progress the thought that has come to a person. If not, it can lead to the delay, or sometimes one may not be able to even realize. Okay, one may not be able to realize one's own success also. Okay, so this is how you're going to bring the counter arguments. And apart from this, try to link the topic to the current context. Okay, that is what we are is a result of our thought. Okay, so here you can bring both positives as well as the negatives also. So in the present context of positivity, how there is this globalization, the healthy globalization which is happening, and the social peace in India. Okay, so you can bring these positives, and how these thoughts built throughout the history. Okay, our forefathers, they have built the aspect of secularism, fraternity. Okay, you can bring those thoughts, and you can also talk about the negativity. Okay, negativity, why today's youth, they are becoming mostly the materialistic, selfishness, or you can say isolation. Okay, so why the thoughts have led to the built up of such a personalities. Okay, you can bring even the current context also, and also finally you can bring a way forward kind of a thing, that is how to build the positive thoughts. So what is the way to build these positive thoughts? So you can talk about the upbringing of a child in family, okay, in schools, as well as peer group. Okay, you can bring how these will condition the positive thoughts. And apart from that, you can talk about reading books. Okay, how one's thoughts will change, and also experiences, how they are going to build the perceptions. Okay, this is how you're going to bring a way forward kind of a thing, how to build a positive thought. And once you are done with, you are going to end the essay with conclusion. So here, so what is my idea is for the conclusion. So when you come to the conclusion, try to reiterate the introduced story. If you have written some story or anecdote, try to reiterate the story. That is, in the beginning, we have seen such a story which reflected that how the thoughts will build a person, or any of the anecdote that you are given. You can use the same also. Okay, you're going to reiterate the introduced story. And the next aspect you're going to do is you have to broadly summarize. That is, we have seen how the thoughts will build a person, or how the thoughts will lead to the social progress as well as national development. One, but also we have seen that the thoughts itself are not enough. Okay, rather the action, or you can say the habit. Okay, and along with this, emotional balance is also necessary for the progress. This also we have seen through the essay. And apart from these counter arguments, we have also linked to the current context. So this is how you will bring a broad summary of the entire essay. And also later you should bring the optimistic note. Okay, optimistic note that the humanity has progressed so far. Okay, although negativities are there, but no society is perfect. Okay, we have progressed, and this progress is because of our positive thoughts. So once this positive thoughts is built among the generations, we are going to achieve the summum bonum. You can say summum bonum. Summum bonum is nothing but it is the welfare of all. Okay, so this is how you're going to end the essay with a broad summarization. Okay, so along with that, an optimistic end, and try to bring a very broader conclusion. Okay, where you are going to link this thought to the entire humanity, or you can say the civilization. Okay, do not just do not just constrain the topic to the single individual, rather it should be very broad, like humanity, civilization. So this is how you're going to show your own personality to the examiner. Okay, so I hope you have got the idea about how to address the essay. Okay, so now it is your responsibility to implement whatever I have said you in the video. Implement them, take today's topic, okay, and just write an essay. So whatever it comes to your mind, you have to write. Do not hesitate. Okay, so what is the biggest mistake which usually people do is they have this resistance. They have resistance to write essay, or you can say any of the answer. So only way that you can come out of the resistance is to start writing. Okay, initially you may not show to others, just write whatever it comes to your thoughts. Okay, just go on to explain what you understand by the given topic. Okay, so start like this. Once you start, okay, once you start and you continue to write, nobody can stop you from going to the interview. Okay, this I can assure you of. Okay, I hope you have understood about the essay approach, and start writing. Okay, thank you very much.